So now that you know what combat-related special compensation pay is, and you know who qualifies and is eligible for it, let's talk about what service-connected disabilities are eligible to get you that combat-related special compensation pay. And if you don't know, go back and watch my older videos. I explain all that. Military retirees who qualify must meet one of the two criteria. One, they received a Purple Heart in which they received a VA service-connected disability rating of 10% or higher. The second way is that they have a disability rating that is resulting from involvement in an armed conflict, hazardous service, duty simulating war, or through an instrumentality of war. So they're training for jump school, ranger school, BUDS, selection course for SF, any of those kinds of things, School of Infantry. So this is where it could get a little bit confusing. So let me try to give you some examples of what might qualify and what may not. It could be the exact same condition, it's just the manner in which that condition occurred. So let's say there's a veteran who, while he was in the military, commuted back and forth to work and lost his leg. He's a below-the-knee amputee just because he got in a car accident in his commute, which is horrible. That person is eligible for a VA service-connected disability as long as it's under honorable conditions and a bunch of other things. However, they may not necessarily be entitled to CRSC based on that rating because it's not part of an armed conflict or an instrumentality of war. Now let's say there's another veteran who has a Purple Heart and he is a below-the-knee amputee, the exact same condition as the other veteran who is just commuting back and forth to work. As long as he has a VA service-connected disability rating of 10% or higher, he could potentially be eligible for CRSC. Now, one more example. Let's say we have another veteran who was training in jump school, and because of that, he fell and he damaged his leg, and he's below the amputee now because of infections and all these things that went on. Potentially, as long as he has a VA rating of 10% or higher, that veteran could be eligible also for CRSC because that's kind of a duty simulating war or through an instrumentality of war or a hazardous service. So other examples of hazardous service might be diving, working with demolition, working on a CERTX or a qualifying training like for a MU, for a buildup, for a deployment. That could also qualify as well. I hope that eliminates a lot of the confusion on what qualifies for CRSC in regards to a VA service-connected disability. Now, keep in mind that just because I gave those examples doesn't mean that a veteran can't qualify for a VA service-connected disability. That's totally different. But if you have more questions or you missed my other videos, make sure you go back and watch and find out if you're eligible.